Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. If you don't want to do plank, you can just sit up nice and tall and just do some gentle head rolls, circling in one direction and then the other, using whatever range of motion feels good to you. You could just go up and down, you could go left and right, but move your neck within a range of motion and different ways that feel good. All right, so this is a catch-up plank story from Halloween on Tuesday night. All right, so we often in Weathersfield on our street get a ton of trick-or-treaters. We normally get 400 to 450. Every year I run out of candy, and every year I purchase more, thinking like this time will be the right answer. Now, our neighbors and I partner on an activity. We do an event and we create sort of a scene. So a few years ago it was a pirate ship. Then last year was a crashed UFO site. And this year we got together kind of late. We were all busy. There was so much rain. We weren't going to get to prep anything. And so we thought, well, I think we can throw Mad Scientist Lab together pretty quick. And we were able to do that. And between the two of us, we had about 1,500 pieces of candy. That's what we started with. So we do throw Mad Scientist Lab together, and we have like a feeling station. Kids could touch the monster's brain, which was cooked flat cauliflower, his intestines, cooked spaghetti, his eyes, water beads. There was like these electrical currents you could play with that didn't zap you. It just like lit up and made sound, and it was a ton of fun. And then we created this scene where you'd pull a lever under a strobe light that said high voltage danger. And when a kid did that, like Frankenstein's monster would pop up and come to life, and this fog machine would go off. And so there was this whole scene, which made it hard to watch the candy bowl. So by 7 o'clock, we're almost out of candy, right? And 1,500 pieces of candy. So my brother and his wife run out to get us more, at which point, like, I held the candy bowl and put one in everybody's thing. Because this year, we got no question 600 kids at least. It was nuts. They'd come in groups of like 30 or more. Many of our neighbors ran out of candy before 8 o'clock because that's a huge increase from like 450 a year. It's a ton of fun. I love it. I'm not complaining. It's shocking the number of kids we get. But when you put in this kind of elaborate scheme, it's fun. Now, that lever you'd pull to put up the monster, to pull down the monster, we created this kind of dialogue where we'd get a volunteer to agree to do it in these groups, and the kid would come up and I'd say, are you afraid of getting electrocuted? And some kids would be like, no, and they'd pull the lever. And some kids would be like, yes, I shouldn't have volunteered. And some kids would be like, is this real? And I was torn, but I told them all, yeah, it's real. Like, but you'll be safe if you just touch the wood, but don't touch any of the metal, right? And the reason I did that is it's not that I wanted to terrify the kids, but what I loved in that moment is seeing that part of them thought this could all be real. And that seemed like a great imagination, and I didn't want to ruin the magic for them, right? So if I say, no, it's not real, it all kind of goes away. I don't know. I don't know if that was the right choice, but I certainly loved, like, when I would tell them, like, of course it's real. Like, the look in their eye. Because, again, there was a bit of fear, but there was a bit of amazement. Like, oh, this is a moment, you know? I don't know. It seemed kind of fun and neat. But it's always fun, and we're always up for ideas on what to do next year, although we have some we're mulling. But if you have an idea of what scene we could create, I'd love to hear it. As always, have a wonderful night and keep moving.